Sometimes that song it really make me feel something. It really makes me feel something, yeah, something special. All right then. I hope StreamYard will not start freezing again, but we'll see. I have been running around like an absolute mad woman, so please forgive me, guys. I'm a little bit sweaty, a little bit dizzy, a little bit clammy, but here I am nonetheless. I'm happy to see you all. Thank you all for joining me today. And I got called the N word. Okay, listen, I understand that we're not supposed to say certain words in society. In a polite society, we're not supposed to say certain things. You know, you're not supposed to call fat people fat. You're not supposed to call, certain people R word, which the R word used to be a medical terminology. That used to be the medical way to talk about someone who was developmentally slow. The R word was the word, but now it's offensive. And then thus we have the N word, the naughty word. You guys know, but I got called this word and I'm not allowed to respond. My thing is this. When you call someone else a word, you should be expecting that word to be kind of said back to you, especially if it's an insult word. But when you're using it in a certain way, okay, let me explain to you guys the situation, okay? You guys know Rachel, right? You guys know Rachel, right? Rachel is my African queen friend. She's my African queen. You guys know that. And we are best friends for a long time. But sometimes when we're together, she gets really comfortable and she says things, and I'm just like, okay, well, certain words are like, okay, let me know how you feel about certain words. But I have a different relationship with her, and even my relationship with her, I'm not allowed to say that word. Well, I don't think I've ever tried, have I? Well, there was at one time, but there's certain words that we should not say in polite company. She rarely uses that word, but she has used it with me before. I'm not gonna lie, she has used it with me before. Now, this is a whole different situation, okay? I was in an area, let's just say that I was in an area, and there's people that I know, and one of the people that I know there is a Black person, and this person comes to me, and they love me and I love them, so we're friends, we're cool, and this person says, like, I am down for your causes. I agree with the things that you preach or what have you, talking to me, and then said, and in that way, you're my N-word. I'm your what? I'm sorry? You my N-word. I'm your N-word? Yeah, like seriously, like bring it in. A hug, asking for a hug, and I'm like, I don't do hugs, but let me break this down. If I'm your N-word, does that mean you own me? What is this meaning? But I felt so happy at the same time. I know this is so weird. I felt so happy to be their N-word. I did. I felt so happy because I was like, I can be your N-word. Yeah, definitely. I've been someone's N-word before. Like, listen, I've been a lot of things, okay, in my lifetime, and I'm telling you, I can be your N-word. I can be a darn good N-word. I can. So when that happened, I didn't know how to respond, is what I'm saying. So how do I respond to that? Because at the moment, I just froze. But if I'm not allowed to say it, am I allowed to be called it? Is that do you understand what I'm saying? If I'm not allowed to say it, am I allowed to be called it? And if I am being called it, can I return the favor? Can I return the favor? Can I say, I'm your N-word. I'm honored to be your N-word. You can be my N-word too. It's a term of endearment, right? So if I say it back, right? I mean, I'm being endearing. Listen, I'm asking you guys honestly because I didn't ask this at the moment because I think it would be improper. But if I am an N word, if I'm that person's N word, then can I also call them my N word? Or is it only offensive when it's said from me? It's not offensive when it's said at me. Should I have been offended? Should I have said, I can't be your N word because that's inappropriate? I don't know. But I felt loved. I felt loved when the person said that to me. I was like, oh my gosh, they love me. I'm their N word. But I can't return the favor. I can't tell them the same thing because that you should be able to say it back. Well, I would think so. Well, to make a long story short, I did call Rachel. I called Rachel on this and I asked her, I said, Rachel, you as my African queen, my Mozambican goddess, the mother earth of the universe, the birther of all humanity. You as my African queen, am I allowed to call you my N-word? And she said, F no. Well then, am I your N-word, Rachel? She said, yeah, you are my N-word, of course. So are you my N-word? She said, no. Well, I think there's some hypocrisy here. Now, don't you? I mean, so I'm allowed to have this beautiful feeling of being called their N-word, which is a very nice, warm feeling, but I can't give the favor in return. You're allowed to call yourself it, I think. I do that. I've never done that. I've never done that. But please stop calling me. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry guys, it's my uncle. If I don't answer him, there will be hell to pay. Okay, hold on one second. Hello. Hello, food. Yalla. Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. See, that is what I'm saying. With family, you can't really ignore them because if you do, then there's hell to pay. You said the N word, the word is only bothersome when people are using it disingenuously. I know people who are racist and who use that word with they're very genuine about their usage of the word. They're not using it in a playful way. They're very genuine about their feelings. 3G says try it and see what happens. See, this is the problem. This is the reason why you see people like 3G. You know what? And this is the thing. Sometimes I think that you guys love me, but then people like 3G post comments. I need a microphone. Then people like 3G post comments like this, like, oh, see, try to see what happens. You really don't care about my safety, do you? I think, sometimes I think that sometimes you guys just want to see me on like Channel 5 News, don't you? Like, well, thank you all for joining us today. Here we are in Fresno, California, where a YouTuber who has been exiled from her own country because yeah, the YouTuber, the exiled lioness, is now missing. Why? Because she repeated the N word to a person who said they were her N word. More on that story later on tonight, but now we're going off to our next story here in San Francisco, Poop City of the world. Let's head over to, what is that place called, guys, where all the homeless people are? What's it called? Skid Row. Let's head over to Skid Row. Let's see what's happening over there, shall we? Because Skid Row obviously is way more interesting than a Arab girl getting kidnapped and abducted and who knows what else. Of course. 3G, I think you don't love me. I really do. I think sometimes, there have been Saturdays where I've left our streams thinking those people really love me. And then there's times like today, with comments like that, like, oh, try it and see what happens. And then I'm like, you know what? They really do want to see things happen to me. I think you I don't trust you guys anymore. I really don't trust you. I don't, because listen, let's say I were to try it, 3G. Let's say I were to try it. So they call me the N-word, and then I say, you're right, my N-word. We are the best of the N-words. And then what? And then what, 3G? No, you're not just playing. You're not. No, you're not. You are not going to get away with this, sir, by saying that you're playing, because I don't believe you. This isn't the first time you've done something like this. This is not. Oh my God, Red Lipstick is here. Hi, Red Lipstick Vibes. How are you, girl? Did you hear the story? Did you hear what happened? Please give me your advice, because the rest of the pride just wants to get me killed. But I want to hear your genuine advice on this thing, because like I said, I felt really warm inside when I was addressed that way. I felt warm. I felt good. Like I was a part of something, like somebody really liked me. But then it's like, if I want to say it back, return the favor, then I'm seen as hateful and garbage. And so, I mean, I would love to hear your view on it. Know what happened. Oh my God. Okay, really quickly. We're going to do this really quickly. I was called the N-word. Okay. I was at a group meeting. A person who knows me from my channel came to me and said, Amira, I really like your channel. I love the things that you stand for. I appreciate you. And honestly, I believe in those things that you say. I just don't have like the courage to say it myself, blah, blah, blah. But you're my N-word. You are my N-word. Bring it in. And try to give me a hug. And that person said, you're my N-word to me. That's the first time I've been called that. So I was like, I'm your N-word. I wanted to say, yeah, you're mine too. So my question to the pride was, what is a person to do when facing that situation? And one of my pride members said, just say it back and see what happens. Red Lipstick, how do you think that would have went? Yeah, exactly. See? And see, that's what I'm saying. This is why I think part of the pride is trying to get me killed. Hey, Will, go to the naughty corner. Go to the naughty corner, Will. I don't need to see. I'm trying to have a good time with you all today. I'm trying to get your advice and have a serious conversation. And I'm getting told to basically lose my head by saying out the N-word. And then I'm getting told that my meetings are just jihad briefings. All right. See, I'm not. I'm just. Oh, red lipstick. No, do not say it back. You see, thank you, red lipstick. See, I knew I wasn't crazy because I asked Rachel. You remember Rachel? I asked Rachel the same thing. I said, Rachel, my African queen, my Mother Earth, my Mozambican goddess, do you think I should say this back? And she even said, hell no. And I said, but why? Why is it that I'm allowed to be called that when I never asked to be called that, but I can't say it back? And she said, tough titties. I that was her term. I didn't make up that term. She said it. She said tough titties. And I don't know what tough titty means, but it doesn't sound like a very comfortable situation or a comfortable state of being, tough titties. So she said tough titty, and I took that as just suck it up. All right, should we do some news? Should we get to the news? Do you guys want to do some pugnity? Do you guys want to do some politics? Because you know what? I've noticed something. Every time that we talk off script, it always ends up like this. We always end up having these weird conversations that turn into things, and then we end up talking about poop. Do you guys remember that one time? You guys remember that one time we went through that whole long talk about the poop? And this is the reason why I need to focus on politics. So I think we should just focus on politics, because if not, we're going to go somewhere else that we don't need to be going. Okay. I just, Poppy E.T. Okay. Oh, Poopy E.T. Okay, not Poppy E.T. Poopy E.T. Okay, because that's, red lipstick. Never say that. Never say that Rachel is right. The reason I say that is because anytime I let Rachel know that she is right about anything, there's hell to pay. There's hell to pay on my end. And I don't feel like, who is texting me? I don't feel that I want to go through this right now. And if she is, God forbid, watching right now, that's probably her texting saying, you see, I knew I was right. Don't say that, red lipstick. Just never say it. Frost says, I say it all the time. I'm from Detroit. What does that mean? Eminem is from Detroit and he doesn't say it. Eminem never says the N-word. This is just, it's not a mic it. For some reason, I think that you guys can hear me better when I put this to my face. I know it doesn't really mean anything. It's just a remote control, but somehow I feel like this somehow helps you guys hear me better. Please stop texting me. Everybody stop texting me. I'm going to turn off my phone. You know what? I don't get any text through the whole day. My phone is dry. My phone is so dry. Listen. My phone is so dry that if it were a woman and it had breasts and it had breast milk, it would come out as powder. That's how dry my phone is all day. And the moment that we are actually talking and having a normal time, now my phone is believe it or not, those were 4 separate people texting. That was 4 separate people who just texted. That's just the way of the universe, when you're not doing anything, nobody cares about you. But once you start doing something, everybody's like, hey, I wonder what Amir is doing. I've texted maybe 8 people today and have gotten nothing in return. Nothing. I think it's National Ignore Amira Day. And now that I'm talking to you guys, all of a sudden, everybody's like, oh, hey, Amira exists. John says, tough titty means suck it up, or it is what it is. That's what I got from it. I think I understood it when she said it, because I was, God help us if Rachel knows of the channel. She does. She watches sometimes. And you guys don't know it, but sometimes she texts me after. She'll text me after and be like, you're still racist. And I'm like, what did I say? What did I say that was racist? And yeah, she won't answer after that. She just calls me racist, and then she won't answer what I said that was racist. That's typically our interaction, but and listen. And do you know the best thing is, We are best friends. She is my best friend, but that is the type of relationship that we have. Is like it's like a hate relationship. Like she thinks I'm an absolute Nazi, and I think she's an absolute libtard. But it works out somehow. I don't know. Somehow, you know, I I don't know. But we love each other. We do. We just love each other listen, I don't care if it's nice or not, Fuad. I am I'm doing God's work by keeping her humble. If I don't keep Rachel humble, do you guys know what type of a Karen that woman would be? Huh? You guys know what type of a Karen she would be? No, 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 no. I am doing God's work by keeping her humble. You guys are like, oh, you shouldn't be friends with Rachel. If I'm not her friend, you guys will have to deal with her on the freak out videos. You guys know the public freak out videos? That would be her channel. That would be her every day, every night. Honey. Rachel called you a Nazi. Well, Frost, you are her intended. You are her fiance anyways. I mean, I think that you guys have a different type of we're here to help. 3G, you just tried to get me killed. And you're here to help me. You're here to help me. Yeah, you're here to help me get my brains put from here over on that wall. That's what you want me to do. You want to see my brain matter go from here where it is all safe and beautiful. And then you want it to be all the way over there on the side of that wall, dripping off the. Yeah, no. You're not here to help me do anything, 3G. I don't believe you. The devil is a lie. I love you guys so much, but I hate you too. But okay. So, since I have not gotten any advice from any of you other than to not say the N word back, I will move on to better, greener pastures. I'm going to move on to politics because why not? You know, I mean, the world is already screwed enough. And you guys know this whole week, actually the last 2 weeks, if we're willing to be honest, it has been hell on earth in politics. It's been a wild ride, let's just say that. So we have plenty to talk about. And I am going to open the list. Thank you so much, Larry, for scouring the internet to find us the greatest, bestest, most newest news from YouTube, Facebook, Pornhub, everywhere. Google. Larry scours the internets for us. He does this every week for us. And it's a service of love, he says. So, you know, for scientific purposes, he does these things, and I appreciate him very, very much. So I think that you guys should give Larry a big, nice round of applause for providing us with this list of news this week. Let's begin. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I heard about this one. Okay. Let's start with LGBTQIA plus pedos plus everything sick. Let's start with that first, shall we? Because, you know, you guys know it's a great week when we start off with LGBTQIA plus pedos plus everybody sick. It's going to be a great week. Here we go. In rainbow news, the new Pope has ruffled the rainbow feathers with his declarations. Now, listen, before we continue with this, I'm not saying that I'm a fan of the Pope. I'm just happy that he's American. America is winning. God dang it. America is winning. We are dominating the world again, as we should. We have the first American Pope in the Vatican. Not that I really care about the Popehood, but at least America is winning. And Pope Leo, he has caught the ire of the rainbows, the Skittles, the flaggots. He's caught the ire of the alphabet community this past week after a reported pride flag snub and the resurgence of an anti-alphabet remark. A video surfaced of the new pope, quote unquote, willfully disregarding a pride flag that was raised by a guest at a recent public gathering. This action sparked conversations about where the Pope may stand currently, and it led to some digging that revealed that he has a history of attacking attempts to redefine marriage outside of the Christian norm. So he has a history of basically saying, giving the middle finger to the redefining of marriage outside of Christian norms. He reportedly denounced the homosexual lifestyle back in 2012 during a speech. And he made comments against changing the cultural and social established conceptions of family and identity. Don't break. What is the saying? If it's not broken, don't fix it. That's pretty much where Pope Leo stands. The Christian way of marriage, the Christian definition of marriage is not broken, so don't fix it. Don't molest it. Don't bother it. Don't try to do anything to it. Don't taint it. It is just fine. Pope Leo has criticized the representation of alphabet couples in Western media. He's also criticized shows that support what he called alternative families. He also called out Western media for its cultural deterioration, which, hey, listen, that is something that this whole channel is all about. That, like, our channel every week, that's what we talk about, the deterioration. God, why does that word sound so weird when it comes out of my mouth? The failure of Western society and the absolute rot that we have going on in the West. The cultural rot. It's not, nobody's upholding it. Nobody's trying to, but okay, I'm not here to rant. We're talking about the Pope. The Pope also called out Western media for its cultural deterioration, and his stance is a stark contrast from his predecessor, who was reportedly gentler and more accepting. I have a question. If you're a pope, how in the I can say hell because hell is okay. How in the hell are you comfortable with rainbows? It says it right there in the book. Abomination. Like, all right. So anyway, if there were still any questions as to where Pope Leo stands today concerning alphabet relationship activities, he reinforced his stance that marriage is a stable union between a man and a woman. Previously, while serving over Pope Francis's pontificate that allows women to serve on the Vatican board that vets bishop nominations, he also said that women cannot be ordained as priests. Yes. This is what I'm talking. All right. We are getting somewhere, baby. We are. I was worried that the American Pope would let us down, but listen. I gotta repeat that one more time because I had a chill go down my spine. He also said that women cannot be ordained as priests. As priests, pastors, bishops, nothing. That is not a woman's place. A man should not suffer a woman trying to teach him about God. It's not right. It's just not right. It's not right. Men should be teaching women about God. That's not. You cannot preach. You as a woman, you cannot preach. You want to know why? The reason, actually, that's vulgar. I'll leave it for the end of the stream. We'll talk about it at the end of the stream because it is kind of vulgar, my reasoning why I believe women shouldn't be able to vote. All right. Women cannot be ordained as priests. Given Pope Leo's staunch beliefs, this is likely not to change. So we have a based red pill Pope, baby. I'm so happy. I'm happy. I mean, who wouldn't be happy? Oh, I know. The Flaggets. I know. The Flaggets. They are the only people who wouldn't be happy because you want to know why? Because if you guys haven't noticed, everything about the Flaggets is aimed towards children. The bright colors, the animals and dressing up as furries and all of that. What the hell adult who is right in the head? What adult would be like? What adult is fascinated, attracted to, and inspired by furries and bright colors? It just doesn't happen. This is for children. These are ways to attract children. Unicorns, glitter, colors, bright colors. I'm telling you. And I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's saying like, oh, well, that's just their thing. Nah. That stuff is strictly and all right, let's move on to the next thing because I don't want to go off too early in the stream. I don't want to go off. I actually want to have a good stream today because I know sometimes I can, yeah. So we'll just keep it a little bit PG-18. Next, in the news, an illegal invader gang member goes wild in an ICE facility and begs for deportation. Now, you guys got to hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Almost 24 Tren de Aragua illegal alien gangbangers went wild in a Texas-based ICE detention center earlier this week. Now they went nuts, okay? They like completely lost their head. I mean, what is it? The saying is like chicken with a head cut off. These are more like turkeys with their heads cut off. I mean, it has been crazy. The inmates barricaded themselves and threatened to take hostages. Okay, they were thinking that they were in Venezuela. No, fool, this is America. And even worse, it's Texas. You're in Texas. Do you know where you wait? Do you know where you are? You don't know? You don't know? This ain't Venezuela, papi. This is Texas. Texas, America. You can't listen. If you're gonna go wild somewhere, don't do it in Texas. Don't do it in Texas. Texas, they they still have roads that are named things like hanging Negro from a tree. That there is a street that is called that. They still believe in ropes and trees. Don't mess up with Texas. I listen. I love Texas. Don't get me wrong, but that is one state where I will be on my P's and Q's. Yeah, I don't even recommend talking with an accent in Texas. So anyway, they barricaded themselves and threatened to take hostages in a Texas ICE detention center. This was earlier this week. This happened just days after the inmates flashed a banner that said, "Help, we want to be deported. We are not terrorists. SOS." They flashed that flag in the prison yard to get people to notice them and, all that. The inmates threatened to take ICE officers hostage and hurt them while barricading the doors of their unit with their cots. They blocked it with cots. They blocked windows. They covered cameras and flooded their units by clogging the toilets. The attempted takeover lasted for several hours while the inmates ignored the ICE officers' orders to stop. In response to their sign and attempted takeover, the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, not Department of Human Services, no, the Department of Homeland Security is asking SCOTUS to allow the deportations under the Alien Enemies Act. They are asking for this to happen and to continue. Since SCOTUS hit reverse on the act and decided to stop the Trump administration from using it to deport illegal invader gang members. I'm sorry, not reverse, hit reverse. They hit reverse on the act and decided to stop the Trump administration. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes my English is no play good with me, okay? So, there are people in Texas ICE detention centers begging to get sent back to their countries at this point. And you know what? I don't understand what the darn problem is. I don't understand listen, you leave the way you came. You know what I'm talking about? I don't understand why these people enter America like that, instantly enter. You have a coyote, put some money, boom, you're in. They enter in days. But the process to get these mama huevos out is weeks, months, years, eternities, eons, millennia. Why? You should leave the way you came here. As you enter, thus you shall leave. I don't understand why we have these long processes to... All right. We can move on to another story. We have... okay. All right. So here we go. Let's stay in Texas. I just want to do one more Texas story because why not? Oh, Texas. We love you, Texas. We love you. Texas is America. Texas is America in a state. It just really is. Now, a Texas mother was arrested for buying her son ammo and tactical gear to support his planned mass shooting because that boy really doesn't value his life. See, remember what I told you guys? Like, if you want to act up, don't do it in Texas. Well, you damn sure don't want to commit a mass shooting in Texas. I just don't understand. There's people who just really don't like their lives, do they? I mean, maybe they... But anyway, this is a Texas mother, and she was arrested for buying her son ammo and tactical gear to support his planned mass shooting. Now, here we go. 33-year-old Ashley Pardo was arrested this past Monday after authorities were tipped off about her threats that were made by her son at the middle school he attends. In a filed affidavit, the boy's grandmother called the San Antonio Police Department's behavioral threat team after finding a loaded rifle and pistol magazine in the boy's room. Reports also revealed that in addition to the gun and ammo, the grandmother found an improvised explosive device in the boy's room that had a person's name on it. Meaning that, no, wait, hear me out. Now listen, you guys know, I'm Arab. I tend to know a little bit about bombs, okay? I know a little bit about the bomb, okay? The bomb is a very, very special type of weapon. I know this, okay? I tell you something. Now, if you put someone's name on a bomb, you know what that means? That means that thing is specifically for you. That thing is coming FedEx, UPS, straight to your hiney. And you know what a hiney is? It's your rear end. And you know what's in your rear end? Your butthole. And that bomb is going to go right there in that butthole and boom. You guys ever seen hyenas eat? Have you guys ever seen African wild dogs eat? You know how they eat? They don't wait till you die. No, they eat you while you're alive. And the worst part about it, the worst part of all, is that they start at your anus. At your anus, because that's where the fun place is, I guess. I don't know. I mean, ask the faggots about the fun places and the anuses. I don't know. All I'm saying is, There are ways to die, and one of the worst ways to die, I believe, is dying that kind of way. Okay. And why is the bomb going to start at the anus? That's just my view. That's just the way I think it's going to happen. Because if you put someone's name on a bomb, you're diabolical. You're diabolical. But back to the diabolical guy. She also found materials supporting white supremacist views. The grandmother told detectives that her grandson said he was, quote unquote, going to be famous. Oh yes, you're going to be famous when you get your head blown off by the Texas sheriffs, and yeah, good job. But yes, he said that he's going to be famous, and he made a reference to 14 words, which is a reported it's a reported I'm not going to call it a manifesto, but it's like a white supremacist slogan. So the grandmother also told police that she once found her grandson tapping the back of a bullet with a hammer, hoping that it would explode. This is what? Who's watching this kid? Who is watching this kid? First of all, how did he even get a gun, like a bullet to play with? And if he does have a bullet to play with, why is he hitting it with a hammer? And where is the daddy? Because I keep hearing about grandma and mama. Where's the daddy? Where's your daddy? Where's your daddy, son? Where's your daddy? Apparently he doesn't have one. Where is your father? Where's your father? He doesn't have one. But anyway, his grandmother found him tapping the back of a bullet with a hammer, hoping that it would explode. When she asked where he got the bullet from, her grandson said that his mother gave it to him. Oh, mommy dearest. The police first became aware of the boy's hobbies back in January when he was interrogated about drawings that he made of Rhodes Middle School. The drawing allegedly had a muzzled flash and a map of a suicide route. He was suspended from school back in April after he was discovered researching the 2019 New Zealand mosque shootings on his school-issued PC. The boy was sent to live with his grandmother due to his behavior and his mother's neglect concerning the matter. Not only was she not concerned with her son's actions, but Ashley expressed her support of her son's violent expressions and drawings because, of course, her baby can do no wrong. Ashley also admitted to police that she bought her son a tactical vest and ammunition to help facilitate his planned attack. Well, I think that she should go to jail or maybe meet the firing squad along with, her son if he ended up doing that. Because listen, I know people are like, oh, he's a kid. Oh, he's just a kid. No. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Because anybody past the age of, 3, 4 understands that killing other living beings is wrong. Do you know why I know that? Because if you kill another animal in front of a 3-year-old, the children will cry. They know that they don't want that to happen. They know that something is wrong. They know something. So you're not going to give me this bull crap of, oh, he was just a kid. He was just in middle school. If you're in middle school, you are well old enough to understand that you don't need to be killing nothing. I mean, unless, that's not the point. The point is he knows right from wrong. And nobody's going to tell me that just because he's a kid, he didn't know what he was doing. And yes, her as a parent, she's absolute garbage too, because innocent people for what? Why? What's the reason? Ashley Pardo, the mother, she was charged with aiding in the commission of terrorism. She posted a $75,000 bond and was released. Her next court date is July the 17th. What do you guys think about that? That's what I think too, Aaron. That's exactly what I think too. More stable fathers. You know, was his dad a Fed? It looks like daddy wasn't there because nobody talked about what daddy wanted. Nobody talked about what daddy did. Everybody's talking about mommy and grandma. And you guys know being raised with only women is close to a death sentence to me for a boy child. A male child needs males around. He does. Because being raised with only women is a death sentence for a boy or child. You get raised with women's sensitivities, women's personality, women's attitudes, women's viewpoints, and you can't have that as a man because men's world is completely different. It says for a girl too. You know what? I can agree with you there too, Fionn. Like, men are needed. You can't, children have a better chance of being raised with an only father than an only mother. All right. Hold on. I have something else for you. I have something else about illegals. Okay. Now, since President Trump took office, illegal aliens have been walking uneasy. As you guys know, they've been walking on eggshells. They've been scared as several are captured weekly, daily, hourly. They're being caught left and right. And the latest illegal invader caught up in the web of justice, now here it is a Honduran national woman. A Honduran national woman who's been hiding in Florida ever since she no-showed a court hearing and defied a deportation order back in 2005. Now, 2005, that's a while back. That's 20 years. Now, the woman caught immigration's attention after the attorney she hired to reopen her client's case, citing the illegal aliens' clean record and eligibility for legal residency due to her being in America illegally for so long and birthing 3 children in the U.S. Now, in response, ICE refused the attorney's request, citing a lack of prosecutorial discretion guidance from the Trump administration. Now, to make matters worse for this Honduran woman, she has been slapped with a $1.82 million fine, $1.82 million fine, and a 30-day window to pay it. Okay, wait, no. You listen. Oh my gosh. I want to tell you guys what that sounds like. Do you guys know that you guys get those scammer calls from like those people in India saying that, oh, we are taking your Microsoft thing, your Microsoft account is what this is what it sounds like. See, watch. $1.82 million fine. Listen, here, this is how this goes. We have checked your Microsoft account and we have seen that you have not been whatever. You could just say whatever. And this is illegal. You must pay $1.8 million to the National and International Revenue Service. They don't even know what it's called, so they just make up random words. You must pay $1.8 million. You have 30 days to pay. Can you pay now? Can you give me your credit card number? This is what it sounds like, but this is actually true. She has been slapped with a $1.8 million fine and 30 days to pay it in accordance with the 1952 Immigration and Nationality Act, which fines illegals $500 per day that they are in the United States illegally. So That number didn't just fall out of the sky. That came from the 1952 law that says she shall be charged $500 for every day that you are in the United States illegally. So, hey, I think that she can work it off. She may not be able to pay, but she can work it off. I have a house she can clean. 20 Nepali citizens who were, I know, sorry guys, 20 Nepali citizens who were en route to enter America illegally had their plans derailed without ever reaching the border. How did this happen? Watch. The group was caught and arrested in Panama for violating Panama's immigration laws by entering without visas. The operation to deport the Nepalis back to their country was a joint effort between Panamanian officials and the United States government. However, wait, the smugglers that were tasked with getting the Nepalis into America, they came out of the ordeal unscathed. Now, how does that happen? Because these are the smugglers. These are the people, the coyotes, you guys know, that they pay so that they can get them in America. But they left this unscathed. In fact, the 20 Nepalis prepaid them $100,000 to facilitate their journey. Now, Nepalis paid $100,000 to coyotes to get them to the United States. They got caught in Panama through an effort between the Panamanian officials and the United States government. And the smugglers left this whole situation not only unscathed, but $100,000 richer. While the Nepalis are in an operation to be sent back to their country, $100,000 broker, and possibly facing legal action. Wonderful. But hold on, wait. Meanwhile, 26 Nepali nationals were deported back in April, along with 20 more back in February. I mean, it must really suck. And who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? Who are you going to call? You're going to call the smugglers back and say, wait, where's my phone? Hello? Yeah, I'm the person that you were supposed to get to America. I want my money back because I didn't get it. Hello? Hello? Yeah, call HR. Call HR. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. That is hilarious. Yeah, I want my money back. I want a refund. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is back in the news. Okay, AOC and Hakeem Jeffries have lobbed threats at the Trump administration. Of course. Democrat Congress members AOC and Hakeem Jeffries issued threats to the Trump administration in the wake of the recent arrest of Democrat politicians at the ICE facility. Do you guys remember last week we were talking about those Democrats who raided or stormed the ICE facility? These people are nuts. These people, they really want to be, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, they want to feel like they are, I don't know. I mean, there's just so much hypocrisy with them, and it's just so pathetic, really. It's just pathetic. I mean, they really want to be down for the cause and look like they're down for the cause, but everybody knows they're not. Everybody knows you're frauds. Everybody knows that you guys are just getting paid by certain other people to make it look like you really care, but you really don't. Everybody knows. But here we go. AOC expressed her support for the ICE facilities storming Democrats that pulled a political stunt days ago after Department of Homeland Security spokesperson or spokeswoman, Tricia McLaughlin, McLaughlin, after she told CNN that lawmakers who interfere with and or commit crimes against ICE agents could be arrested and persecuted, whatever. AOC warned the Trump administration that any future arrest of her Democrat lawmakers could result in the administration having a problem with her. Because we all know everybody's scared of gangster AOC. AOC is a major gangster, guys. You guys gotta know. Don't mess with her. She's a Latina. I am a Latina. But you can't, does she even speak Spanish? You can't even speak Spanish. I'm sorry. I know. That's my weird flex, is like not even being Latina and being able to speak your language, but you can't even speak your own language. Pathetic. But so is life. Some people are like that. AOC warned Trump that if he doesn't do what she wants him to do, that any future arrests of her Democrat lawmaker friends could result in problems with her. AOC followed up her threat with good old-fashioned Democrat gaslighting. And she said, and I quote, "If anyone's breaking the law in this situation, it's not the members of Congress. It's the Department of Homeland Security. It's people like Tom Homan and Secretary Kristi Noem." She then accused the Department of Homeland Security of public intimidation because, and I quote, "They can't come for us all, but they can. They literally can. They can come from us all because, more Americans in this country care about the safety of America than there are illegals who care about themselves. There's more of us than them. So yeah, technically DHS can come for you all." And finally, the threat, she said, and I quote, "You lay a finger on someone, on Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, or any of the representatives that were there, you lay a finger on them, we are going to have a problem, Trump, because the people who are breaking the law are the people not abiding by it." What? Wait. No. Wait. We're not going to just skip over that. We're just not. What does that mean? What does that mean? The people who are breaking the law are the people who don't abide by the law. No chit. Not S-H-I-T. I said chit, not S-H-I-T. I said C-H-I-T, but whatever. I know it sounds too close to the real thing, so I probably should stop saying that. But, I mean, duh. The people who don't break the people who aren't following the law aren't listening to the law. No, really? Yeah. But we have to remember that AOC is a very simple person. She has a very simple brain, and simple brains, they don't really function well with most things. So we have to remember that we're dealing with someone who just wanted to get out a sentence. That's all she wanted to do. And she figured that she got one out. So, hey, she really did something. Congratulations, AOC. On Tuesday, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries threatened the Trump administration for threatening to arrest Congress members who commit crimes, claiming that it would be a clear case of executive overreach. The president enforcing the law is executive overreach? Oh boy, these people are they are really trying their best to make Trump look like an oligarch. They're trying to make him look like a dictator. They're trying their best, but it's like, you're looking stupid. You look stupid. Do you not know? Do you not see? Look in the mirror. You look stupid. He's claiming that threatening to arrest Congress members who commit crimes is executive overreach. And not only executive overreach, but a clear case of executive overreach, because obviously it's clear. During a press conference on the matter, Jeffries called any arrest of Congress members a red line, and that they know better than to go down that road. Who knows better? Who are you talking to? Do they really think? I think they really believe that Trump is intimidated by AOC and the fruity patootie Hakeem Jeffries. They really believe that Donald Trump is intimidated. Like, Donald Trump is like, I know I shouldn't mess with them. I better not mess with them. Do you know how gangster Trump is? I mean... Okay, now here we go. Jeffries claimed that Trump's approval ratings are in the toilet, and then scoffed again at the possibility of arrests. He said, and I quote, "It didn't happen when Donald Trump temporarily was saying hi in the... Oh, I'm sorry. He was sitting high in the immediate aftermath of the election. Do you think it's going to happen now when he is the most unpopular president in American history after the first 100 days? Give me a break. No one is intimidated by this dude. No one." He's talking about Trump. "No one's intimidated by this dude. Clearly, everyone is, because these Democrats, that's all they ever talk about. All you ever talk about is Trump. So clearly, you've got to be either intimidated or obsessed. I believe it might be both of them." I believe they have dreams of Trump. I really do. I think they sit and they have dreams at night of Trump. Oh, Daddy Trump. Because secretly, they really want him to be their daddy. They really do. Jeffries, Timu Obama. Oh, I love it. I love it. Trump was 45 with a... I love it. I love it. And you know, it's funny that Trump is the 45th, because it's like 45. You guys know. But yeah, I mean, it's funny. These people are always like, we're not afraid of Trump. And Trump doesn't give a damn about you guys. He doesn't care if you're afraid of him. He doesn't care. And them saying that, they really think that they're really sticking it to Trump. Like, take that, Trump. We're not scared of you. While Trump is sleeping peacefully, minding his own business, having a great KFC dinner with a Coca-Cola and ketchup. I mean, he's not thinking about them, but he went on to say that Trump is the most unpopular president in American history after the first 100 days. Are you stupid? Do they not realize that we just got finished having a so-called president that no one even knew was even alive? We didn't even know if that idiot was alive. And in fact, people were speculating that he was dead and just being wheeled around, or like somebody was moving his body with a robot and trying to make him seem like he was alive. Do you guys realize that we just got out of that? And then you're going to say that Donald Trump is the most unpopular president? But you know what? I'm going to get off the stories for a second. I want to talk to you guys. I'm here on I'm watching you guys now. So don't act up, because I'm back now. But do you guys realize Trump, he ruffled a lot of feathers. You guys know that, especially with the Wall Street and so on. People were afraid for a second about Trump. And Wall Street did everything that they could to try to make it seem like America was headed for a recession, headed for disaster, and all kinds of things. But it wasn't true. They were intentionally manipulating the stock market to make it look like things were going downhill, because they were trying to get Trump to act, But the thing is, they don't understand that we don't care about that. Like, I mean, the majority of people don't care about that, but there are people who do, of course, because a lot of people think that the stock market reflects where America is going. But we needed that. We needed Trump to get in there and let people know that things can change. I can change things right now, tomorrow. And China, you see how everybody responded. You see how Canada responded. You see how China responded. We are pretty much getting what we want. So all those people, and then now the stock market is so cold. Oh, it's coming back. Come on now. It was fine the whole time. But I sincerely believe that these people who are in charge of the stock markets and so on, who try to make things look, I believe they tried to make it look a certain way on purpose. I do. But anyway, China. He says, Trump probably sleeps as little as I do and is likely tweeting. People always talk about how Trump is like tweeting while sitting on the toilet at 2 a.m. And hey, I'd rather have that than what we had previously. All of Canada is afraid of him. And you guys know Justin Trudeau is stepping down. So what does that mean for Canada? Sorry. What does that mean for Canada? I think Canada should just give in and be our 51st state. I do. Canada, stop resisting us. You know you want this. You do. And you too, Greenland. Greenland, come on. You haven't had a daddy in a long time. America could be your daddy. We can be your daddy. I'm telling you, we need to get them. No, annex Mexico first. What do you have against Mexico? D14 F no. Listen, we're not going to. You don't need to resist anymore. You don't need to resist. Sitting on a golden toilet. You guys know that gold heats up very fast too. Like when you sit on a golden toilet, it heats up faster. It's nice. It's very nice. It is nice. Evan Ike says, the stock market has been overdue for a major correction, regardless if Trump was elected. Most of the growth stock bull run since 2008, and especially after 2020, is from money printing. Well, I feel sick. I feel sick because I'm thinking about this, the money printing and so on. And I was talking to somebody recently, and somebody said to me, you know what, Amira, the thing is that we need to just increase wages around the country. If we increase the wages, it will fix the market. It will fix the economy because people can't afford certain things. So what we do is we raise the amount that people are earning at work so then they can afford it. Easy. I said, why don't you use the example of Seattle? I was living in Seattle when the Seattle increase happened. In Seattle, I think it was like 2015 or 2016, they increased the wages the minimum wage from like $7 or $12 to $20. And when they increased it, people were like, oh, great, everybody's making more money and so on and so forth. But then guess what happened? Housing market went nuts. The rents increased by like 20%. It was the worst thing that could have happened. And a lot of people are so stupid because they just believe that if you just keep giving people money, that everything will get better. It's not about the amount of money. It's about the quality, I could say, or I want to say the quality, not the quantity, but the quality. It's about the worth of the money, the value of the money. If even if we have a bunch of it, but it's not valued highly, it doesn't matter. Just like you guys seen, I don't know if it was Zimbabwe, but there's like a country in Africa that it's like their $1 is like 1 billion of their currency or something like that. It's crazy because even if you have 1 billion of their currency, you still have nothing. It's nothing. So all of this money printing and let's just raise the wages, let's just give people money, that doesn't fix anything. We're not doing anything. We're just making the problem continue. So, oh, I see you, Samael. I see your comments. Okay, I see you. Yes, thank you. Value versus inflation. That's what I was trying to say. I was like, I was thinking about quality and quantity, and I was like, no, that's not the thing. I'm thinking about value. That's right. That's some Disney tactics. Use bribery to make problems disappear. And that's the thing. And as I was talking to this person, I said, look at Seattle. I mean, even now, since I'm living in Cali, I mean, I still see the same things because it started in Seattle and then I moved here and it seems like the same problems just persist. But it's like all these Democrat states believe, or rather a lot of Democrats, they always pushing for higher wages, higher wages. I see them out on the streets protesting, picketing, demanding and doing strikes and so on for higher wages, higher wages. And then you get the higher wage, which is what, like a couple dollars more an hour. And then what happens? Everything else is still more expensive because for some reason, now I don't know the reason for this, but the housing market, like the people who have apartments and so on where you rent, for some reason, when people started making more money, the housing market thought, oh, we'll just raise rents as well. Why? Now I don't understand the reason why that happens, and I think that there should be some regulation on that because it's out of control right now. It's out of control. Nobody can even save for anything. We have the most 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds going back to live with their parents or living with roommates when they should have their own houses. They should have their own houses and be living the American dream, but you can't do it anymore. So I don't know what you guys think about that whole situation, but it really, it makes me, what is the word? Not disappointed, but pessimistic. It makes me very pessimistic when I think about the housing market, when I think about how money is in America now, how it really doesn't mean anything. And then I see these dumb people, these Democrats talking about raise wages, living wage. What the hell is a living wage? It's a wage where everybody can live on. Does everybody live the same life? What do you mean? Well, it's the thing that where minimum wage should be a minimum standard of living. What's a minimum standard of living? Having an apartment to yourself? Having a cell phone? Having internet? Is that minimum living? Or is minimum living being able to eat and pay rent and that's it? What is minimal living? And that's the thing that they can't answer either. Yes, I know, Primal One. Trust me, it wasn't our decision. It was a decision of circumstance. So trust me, it's not what we want. We want to be in Texas, but we're here. Oh, frustrated. Yeah. I mean, to say the least. To say the least. Yeah. What? I didn't say anything socialist. Quiet. I'm far from socialist. John says, you can't make a liberal understand wages until you extrapolate it into something like $1,000 an hour so they can see it's destructive. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like with them, you have to go to extremes, just like they always go to extremes. Because you guys know when we talk about abortion and how we don't believe that it should be a thing, they always go to extremes of like, well, what if she's like 14 and like raped and like and like her uncle is the one who's the dad and like how often is that happening? Tell me, how often is it happening that he's like 14 and the uncle, and how often is that happening versus 99% of the cases where it's a girl who is irresponsible, who doesn't want to take birth control, or who is trying to trap a guy in a relationship, lets herself fall pregnant, and uses the abortion system as birth control? How often do you get the 14 and the uncle and the great, and then versus the irresponsible? It's okay. I don't use contraception because it just feels better without it. Are you going to get married? And then that way, if you do fall pregnant, that you can keep the baby? No, marriage is for losers. Then maybe you shouldn't be having sex. No, but how else am I going to get ahead in life? So yeah, no, yeah. Yes, we have to use extremes when talking to Democrats. You're right, John Doe. You're right. I should probably have to use extremes like thousands and millions. Talking, Rachel said something so stupid the other day. But Rachel said something so stupid. She said this. We were going to the movies because we watch horror movies together because that's what we do. And we were going to the movies to see a horror movie back when she came to visit. And she, as we were riding to the theater, she said, "You can't be a billionaire and a good person. Every billionaire is evil." How so, Rachel? She said, "Because you can't be a billionaire and a good person because you are obviously in excess. Like you have everything in excess. You're taking all the resources. So how can you be a good person and hoard all the resources?" I said to her, I said, "So if a person is a millionaire, they're good?" She said, "Yeah, millionaires can be good." I said, "So what if they have 900 million? Are they still good?" She said, "Yeah." I said, 999 million? She said, "Yeah." I said, "So it's only when they reach a billion, all of a sudden they turn evil?" She said, "Yeah, because you shouldn't be allowed to have that much." I said, "Oh, so what if they are providing a service to the world that is a service that the whole world wants? And they're not forcing people to have their service, but the world wants their service and they pay them for it. Should they not provide that service anymore so that they won't get rich?" She said, "They should donate their money. When they get to 999 million, then everything past that should be donated and recycled back into the country." I said, "Taxes exist, right? And billionaires pay taxes, right?" She said, "No, they don't. No, they don't." She's, and this is the mentality. This is the mentality of them. This is what they think. They really think that billionaires don't pay taxes. I had to explain to her, "Rachel, we are not broke people. You are not broke. My family were not broke. Do you understand that our families, and including the billionaires and everybody else, we are the ones paying for the welfare system to exist? You know that, right? That welfare is not really being paid by the average Joe putting in their taxes. It's from us. We're paying for welfare to exist." And she said, "Well, yeah, but billionaires aren't." Yes, they are. The only reason why these services are available. Oh my God. I mean, having to sit down and explain those things to a person who pays taxes like her and who pays hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes like her, I just don't understand why she doesn't understand. But she says billionaires are evil. Rachel sounds brain dead. No, she's just misguided. She's misguided. She I mean, aside from me, all her other friends are that. All of them are that. I'm the only one who's like, you're an idiot. No, this is stupid. No, no. I'm the only one. So it's not that she's brain dead. She really does think, but she I am I really defending her? I'm not trying to defend her, but you guys understand. Like, you guys all have somebody. Rachel keyed my Tesla. Well, you shouldn't have stopped answering her phone calls. Frost, sometimes you just gotta, you gotta take one for the team sometimes, Frost. I mean, if you answer her phone calls, she wouldn't key your Tesla. I mean, that sounds like a relationship problem to me. I don't know, like, how you don't. Yes, that's a common mentality. Many think, and that's the thing. Oh, what? You know what? When I tell her that what she thinks is basic mentality, basic, like, don't really understand economics, don't really understand anything mentality, she refuses to believe that. She really thinks that she is really having an epiphany, like mind-blowing information when she says that to me. She's like, billionaires are evil. And I'm like, oh, really? It's just so stupid. They really think that they are so unique and special, and they have this magnificent idea, this splendid idea that no one's ever thought of. And it's all basic, idiotic, sheeple mentality. It's just sheeps, a bunch of sheeps. Billionaires are evil. Billionaires are evil. Wealth tax. I mean, and the other thing is that there's this what's it called? There's this lie. Let's just call it what it is, a lie. There's this lie that's pushed commonly on the left, talking about how billionaires don't pay their taxes, billionaires don't give back, billionaires blah blah blah. And another thing that she brings up when she's talking about billionaires, I had to explain to her also. I said, do you realize that the majority of billionaires, that money isn't their money in their pocket? Do you guys realize that when people say that they're billionaires, it doesn't mean that they have $1 billion in their pocket? That is typically the value of their company or their assets and everything built up all together. That is a billionaire, typically. But if you are making $1 billion, it's not typically you personally, it's typically your company. Just like Jeff Bezos, he's billionaire because of Amazon, his $1 billion company. These are not typically people who are just sitting at home with their own business and all of a sudden they're billionaires. And I'm like, talking to her, I'm like, girl, when you make something that is worth $1 billion of people's money, if you make something that the world uses, you will become a billionaire, whether you like it or not. You will, because the whole world thinks that your product is worth their $8 a month or their $16 a month. And $8 a month or $16 a month, multiply that by however many people are in the country, you're going to end up being a billionaire eventually. But that doesn't make you evil. Why would you be evil? The wealth tax is the mother of all bad ideas and a Trojan horse for the liberals to steal away your children's inheritance or inheritance from your parents. It's what's it called? Socialism, as they say, socialism that turns into communism. The top 10% pay 72% of all federal taxes. And why do I have to try to explain that to Rachel of all people? I'm like, girl, you know how much you pay in taxes. So why do you think that? Okay. And another thing, if you have a good tax person, that doesn't make you evil just because you saved money on taxes. But that's what she's saying. Because I told her, I said, people like Trump, people like other people, other billionaires, they have tax people that help them. And you believe that that's evil because they are trying to find loopholes to help them keep a little bit of their money. And you call that evil because they should just be willing to just make it rain on everybody. You can be a socialist in a capitalist society, but you can't be a capitalist in a socialist society. What I mean by that is, in a capitalist society, you can give all your wealth away if you want to. You don't have to keep any of it. You can give it away to charity. You can donate it. You can throw it out in the streets. You can go wherever, to every wedding that happens in the country, and splurge and throw all the monies and make it rain on the bride and grooms of every single wedding in the country. You can do that, and that will be socialist activity. But you can't be a capitalist in a socialist society. Neil, if you take a tax deduction, you are just accepting the payment. Well, if they dating or married to black men, Wait, okay, I see what you're saying. You said white women or any other race of women could be called the N-word if they are dating a black man, or if they're dating or married to a black man. Oh, is that true? Is that true that white women who marry black men can be called the N-word? Well, I mean, no, that's not. I heard someone tell me once that you can still be racist. Like a white woman can still be racist even if she's married to a black man. I'm like, really? Really? You can be racist and you're married to a black man, having a black man's children, and you're racist? Like, how would that, But people are like, well, you could have preconceived notions of black people and still be married to a black man. So what? Everybody has preconceived notions of everybody. Like, really? There was one lady who said, okay, this lady was being arrested, for crying out loud. She was being arrested on camera, like body cam on, they show these videos on YouTube and so on. This woman was being arrested, right? And whoa, Island Fist. Calm down, Island Fist. Come on now, it's Sunday, or wait, it's Saturday. Relax. All right, so watch this. She was being arrested, yeah? And as she was getting arrested, the police were talking to her, interacting with her, talking about her neighbors. She lived in a trailer park. So she's in this trailer park. She's getting arrested, and the police were talking to her and saying, "Why are you fighting with your neighbors?" This woman, white woman, she and her friend who were getting arrested, they said, "Well, all these neighbors just have a problem with us." They were drunk, by the way. But she said, "Oh, they have a problem with us." And the police said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, look over there. You see that trailer over there? That's the Haitian people. The Haitian family has a problem with us, and so do those Cubans too. The Cuban family over there, and I think she said the Dominican family over there." Now, I looked in the comments because I like to read comments on videos. I know I'm weird like that, but I looked in the comments, and many of the comments were like, "My God, this woman is so racist." Why? She's addressing people or identifying people as the Haitian, the Dominican, the Cuban. I said, what the hell is wrong with that? If that's what they are. If you guys live next to me and you guys said, "Oh, the Arab family who lives in that house," would I be offended because you called me the Arab family? Now, if you call me the Adams family, we're going to have a problem because I'm about sick and tired of you guys calling me the Adams family. But if you call me the Arab family, Why would I be mad? That's what I am. Like, oh, don't call me Arab. Call me Middle Eastern. I don't know where that came from. I don't know. But anyway, like, really? Like, I am the Arab. Like, whatever. Like, oh, that's the terrorist family. Hey, wait. We only wear our vests in September. But anyway, yeah, no, Zealot, yes. Calling people by their race is racist unless they're white. If you call people white, pasty, cracker, mayonnaise lover, albino monkey, oh, that's fine. That's fine. Fine. Toilet seat complexion. But if you say the black, the yellow, the brown, the red skin, you're racist. It's wrong. Don't identify them by their skin color. Okay, now that we're at the end of the stream, I get to say the naughty part that I was holding back this whole time. The reason I say that women cannot be priests, bishops, pastors, any type of leader of a church. Here's the nasty part. Now, I held it to the end, so all right. The reason why I say that this can't be is because men shouldn't tolerate a woman preaching at them. And the reason I say that is because a woman, whether she likes it or not, is under a man. And when I say she's under a man, I mean in every way, even the naughty way. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Wait. I'm not going to listen to, if I'm a man, let's say I'm a man, okay? Like, I don't know how to make myself look like a man, but I'm a man, right? I am not going to sit in a church and look up at the altar at a woman preaching at me, telling me about godliness and so on and so forth, when that woman about 12 hours ago was in bed with her legs up with her husband being pounded. Now, I am not going to listen to her tell me about godliness. I'm not. When you were just under Amanda. No. If you're the one being pounded, I'm not listening to you. I'm not. Hence why I can't listen to flaggots. That's why I can't listen to rainbow flags tell me anything. Because you get pounded. You're not going to tell me nothing. You're not going to tell me nothing about no. You're not preaching the Bible to me. No. That's just how and I believe, even though a lot of people don't want to say it, I believe that is part of the issue why a lot of people don't want or don't accept women in power or women preachers or women pastors or what have you. I think that's part of the reason is because you're the one getting pounded and no, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. And now you standing over somebody and no. I just think it's wrong. I just do. I don't know. You're the one being penetrated. You get penetrated. It is just the natural way of life. Okay. It's the natural way of life. And you belong under a man. You don't belong preaching at men. I just don't. I think it's out of order. You are the weaker vessel. You are the female. You're the female. So no, a man should be leading churches. A man should be leading a church, and I believe the nation as well. But positions of power, the majority of them belong to men because it doesn't make sense. So you're telling me out of this whole congregation of believers, you couldn't find one man to preach over this congregation? The best that you could find was a woman? No. That's why I don't believe we should have a woman president either. Because out of this whole nation of people, of Americans, you telling me the best that you could give me was a woman? There was no man that was, good enough to lead this nation. You gave me a woman. And even worse, something like Kamala Harris. But come on, you gave me a woman. That's the best that you could offer out of your country. Out of millions and millions of men, you couldn't find one man to lead your country. Instead, you pass a woman. No, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It is what it is. Like, listen, I know it's vulgar. I know that. Like, you guys don't think I know that. I know it's vulgar. But at the same time, it's truth. And people, they don't, sometimes I think people don't want to say it because it's vulgar, but it is the truth inside. Like, deep inside you, you don't, something feels wrong about a woman leading a church. Something feels wrong about it. And a lot of people just don't want to say it, but it's true. And it's just, I just can't look at you as a leader of my church. I can't look at you as, no, I just can't. No. So, yeah. And there's that. So, yeah, I think we've done enough tonight. Okay. One last thing. Okay, one last thing. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to give you guys is that if you're at a church and your church ever says that we are going to have a woman pastor, we're going to elect a woman pastor, leave that church. Leave it. Trust me. If you guys don't trust me on anything, trust me on that one. Leave it, because your church will be led down the wrong path. I'm sorry. It is the way it is. And hey, look, that is biblical. That's biblical. Whether you like it or not, that's biblical. If you are at a church and one day they decide to have a woman pastor, you leave that church. I don't care how well you know everybody, because your church is going down the wrong path. And before you know it, they'll be having a rainbow flag flying outside of it. I'm telling you, if that ever happens, you leave that church. You leave it running. Gather your children, gather your wife, gather everything, and go. And that's coming from a woman. So, church is in a couple of hours, guys, right? I had churches in a couple of hours. I hope you guys have holy men leading them. Church is in a couple of hours, because it is Saturday night and it is almost Sunday. Well, actually on the East Coast, it's already 12. So I trust that you all will make good decisions in your paths. You guys will make good decisions, and hey, we're good, right? Neil says, women shouldn't be priests or pastors, but they can teach. Men should be leaders and husbands. I agree that women should be able to teach over children. Women can teach the children. Women can teach what they learn from the men to the children. Yeah, women teachers, yeah. And sometimes I guess, a guy could learn something incidentally from a woman, but I don't believe in putting them in positions of power and telling a whole congregation of men to, no, it's out of order. It's just out of order. And you know what? The thing is, so Amir, are you saying that there's no women that know the word and know? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. There's plenty of women who know the word and blah, 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 but it's out of order. I don't care how well you know, it's out of order. It's out of line. That's all I'm saying. It's just out of order. And isn't that what we as believers are striving for? Us as believers in God and tradition and conservatism and so on, isn't it what we're striving for? Order. So if we are striving for order in our societies, the place to begin is in the church. And if your church is out of order and is backwards and women are leading the church and so on, you won't, if you're already starting off wrong, you're not going to get far. You're not going to make, no, it's out of order. So no matter what she believes or how well she knows, it's out of line. It's not right. So are we your children? No. You guys are here with me so we can rant. We're here so we can rant. We are ranters here together, ranting about the fall of Western society. So, all right then, guys, I'll let you guys go, and I'm gonna have some ice cream because I'm going to be fat tonight. I'm just in the mood to be fat. So, oh, Neil says, in my church, women speak but do not preside. They shouldn't even be speaking. Sorry. I'm listen. Okay. I'll just let it go. But they shouldn't be speaking. But I'm just saying, in the church, there should be different rules. In the church, things should be in order. I'm just saying, women shouldn't be speaking at all. So, you guys think I'm joking, but I'm absolutely serious. I am fully serious about that. I really am. Oh my God. I know. Maybe I'm too strict. But the reason I say that is because church, the house of God, there should be a whole different culture that goes on in there. And my thing is, women do not speak. No. Don't teach. No. I'm no slave. I bite people. No. I have you chained up to the radiator. That's different. You're not my slave yet, but eventually. Rant, rumble. Oh my God. I know. But the thing is, I don't know how to work it, and I'm not gonna. What do you mean, Samael? Good night. Okay. Samael is giving me a clue to go to sleep. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate you all so very much. Church is in a couple of hours, so everybody have a good and holy Sunday. Have a holy Sunday, and I will miss you all this week, as you guys know. Maybe I will see you all Tuesday because I kind of want to stream on Tuesday night. And church was yesterday. Saturday is the Sabbath. Saturday does mean Sabbath. The Sabbath does mean Saturday, yes. But thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate you all. And I guess with that, I yield my time. Good night.
Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.